All right. Well, good morning, everybody. I'll just wait to see if anybody shows up. And if they do, we'll have a conversation. If they don't, I'll just sit here and talk to myself. All right. Let's see if we got any comments. Maybe we can get the old sound check thing going on here. You guys can hear me and see me okay? There's Mark. Hey, Mark, long time. Long time since I've talked to anybody. How are you, brother? Hey, Dan. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Can you guys hear me okay? We're good. Thank you, Mike. All right, awesome. Hello from North Carolina. You hear me fine? Thank you, Mark. Awesome. I'm good, Lynn. How are you? From North Carolina. Okay. 5x5 in New York City. Cool. Let's see. Hi, Clyde. Plan Dumaguete March next year. Right on. I think that's doable. All good sound and video. Thank you, Jeff. There's my buddy, Daryl. Hey, Paul, my dear friend. How are you and your beautiful baby May? I can hear you loud and clear. Love Daryl. Daryl's always got a kind word on everybody's channel. I think he's awesome. Never a negative statement out of Daryl. How the heck am I? I'm just doing just peachy. Good morning, Mr. Ron. Nice to see you. Good morning, old man. You got it right back at you, brother. Baltimore, Maryland's in the house. You're looking to retire in 6 years. Man, I remember that time in my life. Whew. Hang in there is all I can say. Thank you, Mama. May delivered the coffee.
Okay.
Hey, there's May.
I'm so ugly because I'm cooking.
What are you cooking?
Bacon.
Bacon?
Yeah.
You can never get enough bacon.
Yeah, for breakfast today, Paul.
For breakfast?
Yep.
Right.
So I back to my cooking.
All right,
Bye.
well, thanks, baby May. Surprised we didn't get a commercial out of that. Hey, tricks and cool. Should I go to Thailand while I wait to go to the Philippines? I would, if I had the resources and the time and the energy. Yeah, I like Thailand a lot. A couple of guys, a lot of guys are going there. It's starting to open up in Thailand because I have boots on the ground over there. A couple of my friends are over there right now. And in fact, I invited AJ to come on the channel because he's over there right now, my friend AJ, and he was going to do it, and then he fell asleep at the time we were supposed to go on. So he's fairly relaxed, apparently. Hey, man, what's going on? Hey, cool. Good to see you. Good evening from Canada. All right. Let's see. Man, I'm already getting behind. Good old Paul. Good old Paul getting behind in the freaking comments, right? Chuck, how are you, sir? We are just fine. May's making bacon. What could be better? Not sure if my posts are getting through. Well, I see you right here. Me and I got your first. You got your Pfizer. Okay. Actually, once we saying goodbye. As soon as I finish saying hi to everybody, I'll kind of give you a little update on the travel restrictions and what's the latest and greatest on that. Checking in from Florida, right on. Goatee looking fantastic. Checking in from Newport, right on. You got the beard I want right there, Jim. I'm hoping to build it. You know what? I got a friend of mine is coming in. He's booked his flight on February 3rd. And I think it's, me and my predictions, so they're always wrong. But what are we in, November? So you got December, January, February. Actually, he's got 2 months if it's February 3rd. But I'm thinking that they're cracking the egg right now. What they've done recently is gosh, only a week or two ago, my friend went to Cebu and he had to take care of some stuff with his passport and with his children and with not only immigration, but to try to get citizenship for his daughter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he had a stack of stuff that he had to go through just to move from here to there. Medical certificates and what was that thing called he had on his phone? Some kind of pass, S pass or something like that, where he had to have an antigen test and a this and a that and the other and barangay clearance. Well, they've done away with all that as of yesterday. Today's the 5th here. So on the 4th, they put a little announcement out that here in Dumaguete, if you are vaccinated, you may travel from here to Cebu and from Cebu back. All you have to do is make a photocopy of your ID and your vaccination card, hand it to the port authority when you're getting on the ferry or the bus driver or whatever mode of transportation you're using, and you're good to go. And then you're good to come back. If you are unvaccinated, you need to show a negative antigen test that is no more than 48 hours old, plus. So they're pushing hard for vaccines over here right now. And I think they're up to somewhere around 50%. So, they're moving along. Yay, bacon is right, Craig. If you have bacon, you have it all. Hey, Daryl says you're actually beautiful. Daryl says you're beautiful. You know Daryl Charity, right? Yeah, you're a good friend. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Better be careful if Daryl comes over here. He might steal you from me. Costa Rica, right on. I'm going to retire in 503 days. Could you be more specific? That's awesome, man. I remember, gosh, it's been 5 years. It's hard to believe. And the days, you literally start to count the days. Enough is enough after a while, right? Thank you for that, Jeff. You're right. She's gorgeous. Did May's sister get a boyfriend? Which sister? Riza. Hey, does Riza have a boyfriend?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Okay. She don't know. I don't think so. Riza's busy. I think she chats with a guy or two online, but that's a stab in the dark. She usually has crappy internet connection. She's got 3 kids, and she lives with May's parents, which are kind of elderly and not doing so well health-wise. So May just put up a video of her other sister's house that her and Riza went over to, which is kind of a nice concrete cinder block, if you will, house. But they don't live there. May has 3 sisters, right? Yeah, she's not paying attention to me. And that house was inherited by Jingjing, your sister Jingjing, when her husband died, because he owned it and he died, unfortunately. So she got that property. Where May and her sister and where Riza and the kids live is actually a different property than you may have seen in May's latest video. And then the video after that, May's going to show you the house where she grew up in. Baboy. I don't know what that baboy means. I've heard that before. Good morning from Bangkok. Well, welcome along. How are things in Bangkok, man? People are asking, should they go to Thailand before they come here? And I said, sure. It's cool. Yeah, right on. Good for you. It's cool here, too. I actually got cold last night. Love from Texas. Love right back at you, brother. Just stop by and say hi. I hope the old dog. Well, thanks for stopping by, Marvin. Appreciate you. Paul, where is the best food on your side of the Pacific Rim? Thailand or Vietnam? Thailand, hands down, bro. Thailand all day. All day, all day, all day. Hands down. Let's say I am in Colorado Springs with my Philippine wife. We are looking forward to traveling back after the bullshit ends. Yeah. Well, I think 2 years is enough, don't you? And so they got to open up just for the economy, if nothing else. And they've been vaccinating people and going through this and that and the other. And I think they have found finally that putting people through a million hoops doesn't really accomplish anything. Getting this clearance and getting that clearance, my humble opinion, is more of a cash grab than an actual necessity for safety or health. Hey, Alan. What's up, Kelly? Let's see. Paul, I'm coming to you live from Florida. All right. Texas. I like Texas. I've heard more people are moving to Austin, Texas than anywhere else. Can't afford bacon here anymore. It's $9 a pound. That blows my mind. I've been watching, I don't watch much TV. I don't even own a TV, but I do watch YouTube. And I pick up some of the news broadcasts over there out of curiosity. And, inflation is stupid high. $9 a pound. Just as soon as I'll be able to get out of here, I won't be able to afford to go there. Is this my only female? Hey, Don, welcome along. We'll be civil. Nice to have a female on the panel here. Well, I love you too much to steal Baby May from your brother. Okay. But if anybody was going to do it, you'd be the man. Happy bacon time. Yeah. Gifts for Baby May. Does May have any children? No. May does not have any children. May didn't have a very active social life, if you will, for a long time. And she's kind of a loner. So, no, I guess that's just the answer. Yeah. Thank God this thing told me my mic got muted for some reason. Paul, I know you hear that food they eat costs too much. I'm guessing they're still buying American food. Still, for me, all I need is food, chicken, pork fried rice with eggs. I can eat that every day. I would say the biggest part of the budget issue over here is food. Once you get past your rent, I imagine your guys' rent or mortgage is your number one biggest expense, unless you've managed to pay off your house. And then after that, I don't know, in the States, it could be different because you may have a car payment and insurance and all that, well, I won't say it, all that stuff. And then out here, though, it really boils down to rent, and then there's electric and internet. And like I've said 100 times before, about $500, $550 maybe covers that for us. And then the rest is, food. During the pandemic, when we were locked down and quarantined, we couldn't spend $900. And I have a budget of $1,500 because we just ate at home. We couldn't go, everything was closed. So we piss off a lot of money on food. And you're right. How much did you spend at the canteen yesterday?
50 pesos.
How much?
50.
Okay, there you go.
Right.
I went and got a haircut yesterday up in Valencia. And what did you have?
Rice and fish.
Yeah, May had rice and fish. And she paid 50 pesos, which is a dollar. Where if we go to Sans Raval or if we go to Why Not, or what do we pay? 500 pesos?
Yeah, in the Why Not.
About 10 times as much if we go to, the Why Not. We get a pizza at the Why Not, it's 500 pesos.
Yeah.
That's not getting drinks. That's just having service water. Yeah. So anyway, and you can live out here really inexpensively. If you're not picky on your food, and if you like Filipino food, man, your foot's in the door. Discussion amongst yourselves always encouraged. Hello from the road. Oh, I hope you're driving a truck and delivering some goods to people. Waiting patiently for when you flash the super duper secret signal, letting me know it's time to get my ticket. I will do that, Big John. That will be an important news bulletin. Good morning. Thank you, Roger. Send some of this cold front over to Paul. Actually, it's very cool up here. It just finished raining. It rained all night. I had the fan on last night and turned it off because it actually got cold. Yeah, I am very happy. Thailand has top 3 best foods, and maybe I am biased because my wife is Thai. You're not biased, brother. That's not just my humble opinion. That's world. Once you've been to Thailand and you've had their food, the only thing that you have to be careful of in Thailand and eating their food is their spice level. But you can order it like on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as how spicy it is. And then you do have to identify, at least I did. I had to identify which spices were super hot, like jalapeno, crazy hot, or just mild. The spices are very good for your body, very good for your blood. Hi, Paul. I'm currently visiting Cancun, Mexico, okay, and needed cash. While using the ATM, it asked me to accept the conversion. In a hurry, I clicked on accept, and looking at the receipt, it cost me $40 more. Holy shit. I've never heard of a whack that big. But I do understand hurrying up and clicking. So I've had a lot of questions from one of my little budget videos about how do I transfer the money, and I didn't get into that. So instead of discussing it here, because there's not that many people on, there's 171 people, and probably you guys already know most of this anyway. But probably in the future, I'll do a little more detailed video about how I move money over. And people want to know about banking over here. Do they need to move it from a bank to a bank? And I understand it. I get it. It's totally confusing because you've never done it before. So I think we'll maybe do a little video on that in the future. And health insurance. Everybody else, that's the other big question is, what do I do about health insurance, which I won't get into here, and how do I physically get the money, how do I convert it? It's all mechanical stuff. So that'll be a video that'll come up in the future, just before you guys start coming over here. One last little hurrah. The first 2 houses in Bahal that we lived in were destroyed. I'm sorry to hear that. How'd they get destroyed? For me, the best food in Vietnam. I never missed any food from America at all when I was there. The soups are great there. I could eat the soup all the time. I was there 2 times for 4 weeks each time. I would agree with you on the soup. And in fact, God bless his soul, Anthony Bourdain mentioned that Vietnam would be his final destination. If he was going to retire anywhere, it would be Vietnam. I remember him distinctly saying that. And he loved eating the soup in the morning. And there's some French influence in the Vietnamese cuisine. I think that I didn't give Vietnam the proper go around. I was in Nha Trang, and it's more of a tourist area with a lot of Russians and Chinese, so a lot of Russian influence over there. I would like to spend more time, if I go back, to and just stay in Saigon, and a little bigger city and probably with more diversity. See, I visited Lisbon, Portugal. Wow, love the clean streets and the mostly orderly traffic. Yeah, cold in the UK. Need some warm sun, my love. Thanks for your vlogs. You do need some sun, man. It's always overcast in the UK, huh? Almost always. Greetings from Washington. Well, welcome aboard, Max. Houston, born now in Tucson, saying hello. Looking forward to getting there with my honey code next year. Yeah, it's sooner than later, guys. Barring any bigger obstacles. Money printer going brah, inflation. Let's go, Brandon. Inflation is the biggest taxation there is on the poor. I love the iced coffee there in Vietnam too. It's not the same as you get in the States. Okay, but I was not a fan of the coffee over in Vietnam. There was a coffee shop every third store, it seemed, where I was at least. Coffee house. And I was really excited because I'm a coffee guy. And one time, it's very distinct. I wanted a hot latte, and I had a menu, and the communication was on zero. I don't speak any Vietnamese. They don't speak any English, just one particular place. But they had a menu with pictures, and I pointed to the hot latte. And she looked at the picture. I said, one, me. I thought that communicated this. And she brought me an iced coffee. And then I was chatting with a guy that he's kind of a coffee connoisseur, and he was talking about there's different heights and elevation that coffee grows. And in certain places in Vietnam, you can find the stores that are charging the upper prices for the better coffee. So again, I don't think I gave it a fair shake. Hey, what's going on out there in Sedona? Good morning, George. Always nice to see your beaming face. I can't wait till everything is lifted and we can travel. You know, I do plan on visiting Bud Brown, so I hope it's okay if I come by and visit you, by all means. In fact, I've been meaning to call Bud this week. Hi, Paul. What do you do about your mail and taxes back here in the United States? That's a good question. Mail, I really buggered that up. I was not aware of the fact when I left. I'd never heard of this. I didn't hear about it until I got here. But you can buy a virtual mailbox. So what I did was, I'm still on friendly terms with my ex-wife. We have kids together and all that. So we stay in touch. You know, we decided to agree to disagree and ended our marriage. But she allowed me to use her address while I was over here. So when a credit card or a debit card or important piece of mail would come over, she would alert me to it and I would get it. So I was fortunate there. However, hindsight being 2020, I would definitely look into purchasing. I think it's $25 a month. It's a virtual mailbox, and you can pick your state. As far as what they do for you is every time, what I understand from guys that have it is they'll email you or alert you that you've got mail, and you can instruct them to throw it away because it's coupons or whatever. Or there might be something that you're looking for. There might be a piece of, there might be a letter from one of your kids. I don't know. They'll scan it and email it to you for a fee so you can read the letter. If there is a credit card or another important document that you need, like a birth certificate that you sent off for, and you need to have it sent over here, they will mail it to you. Mailing over here is a long-ass process. It could take 2 to 3 months to get a piece of U.S. Postal Service mail. And then you have to go down to the post office that's in your city. In this case, for me, it's Valencia, and pick up the mail. And it's just hit and miss if it's there or not. No one calls you and says, by the way, come get your mail. So anyway, that's how that works. Taxes, I just do online. I don't have to pay taxes receiving Social Security. Nevada doesn't have any state income tax. I'm not federally taxed on my Social Security. But if I have additional revenue, i.e., um, YouTube, AdSense money, I do need to claim that and file a tax return. So that being said, I can just get download the statement from Social Security on my total for the year, download a statement from YouTube. It's called something different, and have that, and then I just do my own taxes because they're not. Trust me, they aren't complicated. In some of your YouTube videos, you made reference to being demonetized. Are your videos now monetized? I've never been demonetized. Um, Back in the day when I first started it's funny, I was thinking about this morning. Back in the day when I first started my channel, there's two requirements to be monetized. Monetized simply means they run those annoying ads while you're trying to watch the video. And you wait your 5 seconds until you hit the skip button. But that being said, you had to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And I had 4,000 hours of watch time way before I got 1,000 subscribers, which is reverse of the normal trend. I would say 90% of the people get 1,000 subscribers and then they wait for the 4,000 hours. But for some reason, mine went different. So anyway, the magical day came, I think this month, November. How long have I been on YouTube now? 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Let's call it 3 years. The magical email came saying, hey, you're eligible to be monetized. Go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. So I went and I did this and I did that. And then they sent me an email and they said, you have something to the effect of questionable content on that we are not going to monetize you until we manually review your content. I didn't know what they were talking about. And you try to communicate with them and they give you one little tiny box. I would say, well, what's the problem? What did I do? What rule did I break? I don't understand. And they never got back to me. And that went on for 4 months. So I was qualified to be monetized, I think in November, and I didn't get monetized until March. The proverbial bottom line is someone told me, and they were right, get on Twitter. Now, I've never had Twitter before. So I downloaded Twitter and I found the YouTube Twitter feed, I guess you'd call it. And so I just publicly put out there what I've been trying to say privately that they didn't respond to. Hey, man, I've been waiting 4 months to get monetized, and I don't understand what the problem is. And some other people jumped on the bandwagon and said, yeah, I experienced the same thing. And we were kind of beating up the man buns over there at Google. And it took maybe a week or two of going on this Twitter thing, and guess what? They monetized me. The problem they had, everybody was saying, well, Paul, you can't call your scooter gay because that's offending people. So if you can't offend people, what's the point of doing this? So anyway, I had a video up called Suicide and Depression. It was just that. I had a conversation with a guy that was talking about committing suicide. And I know other people, including myself, that have had those thoughts. And I thought it was a fair video to talk about what it feels like and maybe how you can backpedal from those feelings. And they felt that that was inappropriate content. Let me back up. They felt that it was an inappropriate thumbnail or title. And I get it. I get it because kids are getting bullied on YouTube by classmates, 14, 15, 16-year-olds, are being publicly humiliated. Maybe they do something stupid or silly or embarrassing, or they send a picture they shouldn't have, and that gets posted, and the kids are actually committing suicide over over these things, and they're so young they don't know how to deal with it, and the social pressure. And when you're 15 or 16, oh man, what your classmates think of you is so important. And anyway, so they were doing it kind of in a protective mode, but what I didn't like was that it took them 4 months to do it. So since then, I've had a couple of videos that have been demonetized, which means they will let me play the video, but they won't let me run ads on it. And that's fine, just because of the subject matter. Good morning, Subic Bay. How are you doing out there? Do you have a cabana I can hide behind and just watch you? Well, sure not. Why not? Thai food is awesome. Yeah, it is by far the best. Yeah, I agree, Daryl. I mean, that's my opinion. That's all I can say. But if you like fresh, and if you like variety, there's just nothing to it. There's just nothing beats it. Noodles, soup, seafoods of all styles, all prices. I had a place that I went to every day when I lived there. At 11 o'clock, I would go, creature of habit, and it was a bowl of rice, and on top of that was about 6 or 7 chopped up pieces of chicken, kind of like one of those bowls you buy. I forget what they're called. A bowl of soup, a plate of cucumbers, and a pitcher of water, and it cost me 90 cents, less than $1, to eat rice, chicken, soup, vegetable, and all the water I wanted. And then I also went and had top of the line food there. And stuff like sushi was really fresh and available and not overpriced. They had a lot of restaurants back in the day that were, on Thursdays, they would run a special, or you couldn't eat all the food they gave you. It was like $8 or $9 for a delicious meal. But I actually love the street food more than the restaurants. He promises to, I guess you guys are talking amongst yourself. Hey, Paul, do they charge taxes on the retiree? No, they don't. No, your retirement's just that, your retirement. You're right. Inflation is rapidly getting out of control. Currently planning a trip to the USA after the holidays, Sacramento, San Francisco, Yosemite, and Mammoth Lakes. I better bring a big wallet. I'm with you on that. I mean, I've been talking about going home for over a year now. And fortunately, I have my buddy that's going to loan me a car over there. So I won't have to rent a car. And I just need to scoot 4 hours really in one direction from LA to the high desert, see my father and my sister. Accommodations, I don't know. I can Motel 6 it, whatever that costs. I don't know. And then I was going to bug into Vegas, where I know it's cheap. And again, I have friends over there. And I don't think that would be overly expensive. But I hear, what was it, $9 for something? That's why I'm going to do a quick in and out when I go home. And I'm going to set up a few things. I do need to set up some different bank accounts and the mailbox. I need to get some new credit cards, stuff that's just impossible to do from here. I need to go down to Social Security and have a little conversation with them and take care of some business and then visit some loved ones. Let's see, spent 2 weeks diving in Mexico. They happily took my money. It was originally slated. Well, there are places. I did a video with Mark a month ago or so. That there's other places you guys can go hang. If you're in that mode, you can go to Nicaragua. You can go to Mexico. Thailand, they've got that sandbox deal going on. I still think there's some hoops to go through there, but nothing too that you can't handle. No hill for a climber. So you can go to Thailand for a while. It's really cheap over there. My friends are staying in $1,500 apartments, if you will, for $500. So that's not going to last forever because once it opens up, boom, up go the prices. So I would get it while I could right now. It's cheap. Good evening, Mickey. You pay $1,700 in the States. I'm assuming that's for your mortgage. Yeah, open up, right? Thai food, oh, it's very healthy. Heavy on vegetables. Of course, they've got rice, which is not that healthy, but heavy on vegetables, heavy on fish, and very fresh. Morning from Cebu. How are you, Michael? Hey, Paul, if I wanted to fly from the States to Dumaguete, would I have? Yes. Yeah. You can land in Manila or you can land in Cebu. There is no direct flight, say, from LA to Dumaguete or wherever you're coming from. You have to make internet. You need an international airport. And Dumaguete is not international. And if you saw it, you'd understand that it's far from international. Hey, Paul, I was thinking about coming to Dumaguete soonish. I'm almost 70. What age range would I think about for finding a long-term girlfriend? That, my friend, is a personal preference. The old age gap question, right? I've done a number of videos about age gap. I have found that for me, personally, one thing, well, here, let me back up a little bit. I was having another conversation. Boys and girls, young people, our brains don't fully develop until we're 25 years old. If you don't believe me, check your insurance rates. Check how much it costs to get car insurance for a boy. I call it a boy, a man at 24, and then how much his insurance is at 25. It's about half. It's because the frontal part of your brain has now finished developing, which is decision making, which is impulse control, and things such as that nature. So the only thing that I don't care how old you are, how old she is, but to get, for me personally, to get with someone that's in their early 20s, there's too many changes going on, right? In the brain, too many emotions, things that haven't been decided yet. So if I was 70, I would look at, well, baby May's 36 and I'm 66, so we have a 30-year gap. But there's a massive difference between a 36-year-old person, not woman, person, and a 26-year-old person. I did another video. I keep going back to other videos, but I related on myself is when I was 16 years old, I was one person, the same person, but at 16 years old, I had an ideology. At 26, I was a totally different thought process. At 36, I was completely different from 26, and especially completely different from 16. So every 10 years, I found that my viewpoints, my actions, my decision making changed tremendously. And about the mid 30s is, I think you're pretty much set in your personality and your morals, your outlooks, your belief system. I think that's pretty much the number. So, but I can't say, Dennis, what you should do. It'd be easier. Mr. Ron, one house was destroyed by a typhoon and the second by an earthquake. Boy, I'm sorry to hear that. Michigan Bob is in the house. Hey, Texas, what's going on, Gilbert? I love watching your vlogs and lives. Did May's brother get a girlfriend? Oh, yeah. No, but you know what? What happened the other day, last week, was it? I think the first part of this week. See how bad I am? I can't remember shit. May just announced, hey, I'm going to Chateau. with Jennifer. And I said, okay, when? She said, not today. No discussion, no can I. And I was like, no, whatever you want to do. So they hopped on Jennifer's motorbike and they went out to Chateau, which is an hour away. It's May's hometown. And they did these vlogs. And I said, I was super surprised because May did a vlog with her brother. And I think Riza did a video with her cousin or some such thing. And it was young men looking for foreign women. And I said, oh my God, why didn't I ever think of that? That is brilliant. And nobody watched the videos. And I don't think they were her best efforts. And I told her that. But I said, I want a shot at this. I want to go out to Chateau, but I want to get 5 guys lined up. And I'll just sit behind the camera. And I want to get their take on, because we always interview women, right? And we've always got the young lady that's looking for a boyfriend, or this lady's married to this guy and how happy they are, and rah, rah, rah. But it never occurred to me that we never going to get the Filipino male perspective on all this stuff. So watch somebody heard that and will beat me to the punch. Good morning at Michael Smith. Okay. My Social Security goes right into BDO now. It's converted when I receive it. Well, there you go. I would never do that. I like to bring my money over in American dollars. I pay Zoom $11 or something like that. And I get $100 bills. And then I convert it when it allows me the freedom to watch the conversion rate. So I might pull over my monthly budget and say, okay, convert it right now because that's a good rate. Or I just may hold off. But good on you, Ron. At least it's done, right? Paul, you are a YouTube star. Please call President Duterte and put in a good word for us. We want to be Philippines expats. Okay, I'll do that. I'm far from a star. Where's Baby May and who the old guy? Well, Baby May's right over here, and I'm the old guy. Paul McGill at your service. No quarantine. That's the thing, babe. You got to hold out, guys, until there's no quarantine. And hopefully, I don't know. I'm curious. What do you guys think is going to happen in a year? That's what I'm thinking. Because you know what? I went to immigration yesterday, and I extended my visa out again. And I've got a year and 2 months left before I have to leave the country. So even if it's just for a day, I have to leave in a year and 2 months, 14 months. So I was thinking to myself, what if I just hung in there for a year? What would happen? Would I have to have a vaccination card, or would I have to show a test? Or could I just buy a ticket like the good old days? I don't know. Oh, watch for an email. All right, brother. You got it. Long time no talkie. Let's see. Has the neighborhood karaoke issue improved? Not really. May went over to our landlord, Fatima, and told her, that guy's really starting to interfere. And he was, because when he fires up is usually the time that I shoot a video. I usually shoot my videos around 6 or 7 o'clock at night if I'm at home. And the reason why is light, to be honest with you. I can control the light in the house, where right now I can't. No matter what I do, it'll fade in and out. On a sidebar, in this room over here, we've started to put up sound deadening and light deadening material. We're just waiting for more to show up. I sent off for one piece of this, one piece of that, one piece of this, one piece of that. May's brother came over and we looked at it together, and we're both like, yeah, this is the stuff. This is the deal. And we've got egg crates, if you can believe that. We're going to put those up on the roof, big 8 cartons to deflect sound. We've got insulation that's going to be going into all the windows and on the walls. And I need to find some form of carpet, but I did find foam tile, like for a kid's room, if you will, that you put the soft. All I'm trying to do is deaden the echo in that room over there, deaden the light, and deaden the noise. So then I got some backup camera. I got my camera and I got a couple little lights. That's all you need. And that would actually solve the problem. But that won't be done until January at the rate we're going. So anyway, long story short, May went over and talked to Fatima, who talked to the guy. He shut it down for one night. And we thought, oh man, problem solved. Well, the night after that, he fired it back up again. But instead of being at Mach 10, he toned it down to about a 5. So is it fixed? No. But is it less annoying? Yes. Can I have video? No. So that's the challenge. Winnipeg, Canada. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Did you try the egg coffee in Vietnam? Heard it was oddly good. I did not. I've never even heard of it. Coffee has replaced opium. Coffee up in the Golden Triangle of northern Thailand. Well, that's good news. The main issue I had about the Philippines was trying to find a street address. There are none. I asked how these Shopee delivery guys and the Lazada guys and Food Panda, they've got whiz-bang GPS that, and Grab, not Grab, what's it called? Some kind of food delivery service. Maybe it is Grab. They can pinpoint you on their phones. And I don't have it, but my friend was saying you can follow them like a Domino's pizza. It tells you where they're at and how far away they are. And that way you can stand outside, because possibly your house, like mine, is set back from the street some. And the guy drives up, he can't get through the gate. He's got to stand there and yell. So, if you can see the guy coming, you know that he's almost there. You just have the courtesy of walking out to the gate and taking your money and paying him, and hopefully you give him a tip and get your money. Get your food or your package. Let's see, we are having our first cold snap in the fall here, just out of Memphis, with a freeze warning last night. It sure has made me more in a full state of mind. You guys are good. Yeah, we're good, Lynn. And I'm curious as to how much it's going to cost you to heat the house. Where am I going here? I got lost. Here we are. My favorite dishes. Hey, Biff. My favorite dishes in Vietnam was caramel chicken and the bo. I don't know how to say that. Like heaven, except you don't have to die. I had some of the, what do they call them, banami sandwiches, the French influenced with the pate and all that. They really tripped my trigger. The salty dog is where the streets have no names, right? What do you think about Charles Schwab? I think it's awesome. I don't have one, but I think it's awesome. There was a gentleman that was trying to do a transaction in Mexico a few comments back, cost him $40. That won't happen with Charles Schwab. So money-wise, if you can open up a Charles Schwab account, checking, savings, whatever they have, you won't pay any fees. Actually, you pay fees, and then they reimburse them at the end of the month. So same, right? What do you care? You get your money back, and you get your money on the spot. Why are you not taxed on your Social Security? Well, the rest of us are. I don't know. I think it's a federal tax, right? It'd be a state income tax on my Social Security. And I don't make enough. So I have a whiz-bang tax guy that's a friend of mine out here, and I asked him that question. And he said, you don't have to file if you're just getting Social Security. Google it. There may be state income tax, that you have to pay. That I don't know about. I know in Nevada, where I'm from, is no state income tax. I keep getting that question though. Why aren't I being taxed when other people are? I imagine they would have said something to me by now. It's been 5 years. Hello, young dog. Greetings from London. Well, hello to you. You under review. What does that mean? I just realized this is really live and not pre-recorded. Hey, there's my buddy. How are you doing? Just canceled my October flight to instead donated a few grand to Mexico for a vacation. Yeah. Hope they actually open soon. Doesn't help that one party in the USA exaggerates the outbreak here. Well, a lot of guys have gone to Mexico. Not a lot, but a few that I know of. It seems like a decent alternative. Get you out of the doldrums. I mean, if you're packed, ready to go, you sold your house, you sold your car, and you're just kind of twiddling your thumbs looking for something to do. Mexico is inexpensive, from what I'm told. Nicaragua, inexpensive, from what I'm told. Thailand, the same. I would do Thailand myself because that would get the big trip out of the way. If your ultimate destination is the Philippines, take the 18-hour and 40-minute flight. I've got that memorized out of LAX at least to Bangkok, and then Bangkok another hour flight, hour 45 probably, to Phuket, where they got the little experiment going on, and you check into a designated hotel. It's not a quarantine, but it's just an approved hotel, and it's not a shithole. It's a decent hotel. And I think you're supposed to stay there 5 days, something to that effect. And then go get yourself an apartment. Or my other friend, AJ, is in an actual hotel room, and he's paying $620 a month, I think. And then my other friend, Gary, he found a nice Airbnb for only $500 or $540 or something like that. 2-bedroom. I know. Let's see, Dennis, Social Security is not taxable in the USA. I am retired government auditor. You should have accountant. Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't know you were an auditor, Ron. So thank you for that clarification. But people have always asked me that. Why don't you, not that I'm not taxed, but they say they're being taxed. And the only answer I can come up with is maybe it's a state tax. I don't know. Gay is happy. Gay is festive. That's correct. You know what? You were so right. I've been saying this whole time. Same here, Mexican vacation coming up. I think it's a good move. The reason we need decentralized video. It's coming. I don't understand that. We are not taxed per se on Social Security, but it still has to be reported as income. Correct. Correct. Come on, you guys. There are 229 viewers. There are only 72 likes. Let's crush that like button. That's all we ask for on these live streams is a like. And they're still free, Ada. You know, I can't believe it. I don't know how much longer I can afford to do this, but by hitting the like button, there is absolutely no charge this week. Some states tax SSI. You can find the ones on Google. There you go. That's what was my thinking, Chuck, was it was probably a state thing. I bet you California's on that list. I don't think the PH Tourism Board will be happy watching expats pour into Thailand. I said back in the day that I think Philippines will follow Thailand. I said that about a year ago when the big question was, when's everything going to open up? I had a feeling, and it was just that, a feeling that Thailand or Vietnam or one of the other countries would loosen the restrictions. I was dead wrong about Vietnam. From what I understand, they're locked up tight as a drum. But Thailand has done this experiment and they keep loosening the restrictions of coming over. But you'll want to research it because you have to have a medical insurance policy. I'm not clear on how long you can stay. I have one friend that got some kind of special visa for a year, and my other buddy was set up for either 3 months or 6 months. But he was just going to go and then come back. He's waiting for Vietnam to open. I've never heard these problems when I was in school. They told me I had no class. Let's see, Cancun for me in April. My Filipino girlfriend got her visa approved for Mexico. Awesome. Everybody's discussing. I love that. In some cases, you may have to pay some tax if you meet a certain income threshold. Yeah, I think it's more if you have additional income. So, for example, you can collect your Social Security at 62 like I did. And I kept working for a couple, 3 months before I came over here, just because I wanted to pad my little safety net. But I didn't make enough money. I think you can make up to $18,000 or $19,000 a year without it even affecting your Social Security. So, but you do have to file taxes on that money. That's a stone cold fact. Hey, China Dave, how are you tonight? See, everybody's friends here. I love that. Hello from cold Boston. Best wishes. Well, I wish it would warm up for you, but you guys, I did see on the news you guys are getting some weather. Eesh. Is 16 enough to budget to live in Dumaguete? JP, I can never speak for anybody else, but I just recently did a budget video. It's in my, what do you call it, playlist, and I live on 1,500, so 1,600 would work for me. Did I hear that right? Jalapeno equals crazy hot. Well, don't they have those? Maybe it's not jalapeno. I'm thinking of ghost peppers. That's what it is. Jalapeno is just kind of nice and spicy. You're right. I'm thinking about those ghost pepper things that are like Mach 2000. Hello, Paul May. Hey, there's Manny. The land of $4.50 gas and $30 pizza. Really? How much is a Big Mac? I always ask that question. Good morning, old dog. How are things going with you and the little bae? She's doing awesome. She's super happy. Her latest video is a big success. So she's just high as a kite. Don't buy a drink in Vegas. I'm not much of a drinker, but I got the feeling when I get to Vegas, I might have a cocktail. 13 states. Here we go. Colorado, Connecticut, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Dakota, Rhode Island, Utah, Vermont, and West Virginia. Tax all or part of Social Security benefits. Thank you, Biff. My suspicions were confirmed. So memorize those states, guys. So this actually is a very important piece of information, because if you're going to collect Social Security and you have the ability to, if you're living in one of these states, maybe it would be a good idea, if you can wiggle it out, is to relocate to anywhere but these states, and then file your Social Security. Become a resident of, say, Nevada. I'll use that because that's where I'm from. So of these 13 states, that doesn't sound like it's very desirable. It's going to chew into your retirement fund. So maybe you can consider a change of residence and then file. I wonder what would happen if you changed your residence after you filed. That would be something to look up. West Virginia stops in 2022. See, this is where it's where you always want to. You don't want to listen to knuckleheads like me. You want to do your own deal. Biff's a very smart guy, and him and I have had a lot of long conversations. I always walk away smarter than when I walked in. Anyway, Do your due diligence, kids. I don't want to preach to you, but you can get a lot of information. Just, I think the fact that we just talked about this is huge off of this channel right now. The people that are tuned in that are getting close to retirement or whatever, maybe they've pulled the trigger and they live in Colorado and they're being taxed. I don't know, but if it was me, I would look into what if I change my residence to Nevada or another state that's not subject to this. Maybe you have a daughter or somebody that lives in a different state. I'm surprised California's not on there. I'm looking. Huh. They like to tax everything. I'm originally from California. But see, I got 8 different elementary schools by the time I was 6th grade because I was in a new school every year. I never cared what others say or think about me. I knew I would not know them next year. Yeah, that's true. Well, Michael, we're finding out here by the people that are a lot smarter than me that in 13 states they do on a state level. Wish they had all started. I don't think it's fair. I mean, come on. You're being double taxed. Now that I think about it, I mean, you paid taxes when you earned the money, right? And so you got your paycheck and you made $1,000 and they took out X amount for federal. They took out X amount for Social Security, SSI, state, if that applies, FICA, the bop, and your $1,000 turns into $698 net. Well, now if they're taxing that Social Security money, that's that same money that's already been taxed is getting taxed again. How do they pull that off? We work hard enough, don't we? It is wrong. I see some commercials for meet and greets in Cebu in Davao City about $8 per foreigner. Maybe you know what? I know another blogger called Short Province Girl, and I know her boyfriend Sean. They're now engaged, and they met at one of those things. And I think it was called A Foreign Affair, and it was expensive as hell. But I had never heard of that before until I met them, and that's where they met. So I don't think that would be my style. Of course, I didn't come over here to meet somebody. For some guys, that's a priority. I did meet somebody, but that wasn't my priority. For some guys, the primary driver to come over here is because they want a significant other, someone they can be compatible with. That's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's called A Foreign Affair. But I think the drawback to it was really a lot of money. Let's see, Davao has an international airport. Not many passenger flights go in there, though. Right. I've heard that. John Burton, hey, my buddy. Good to see you, Paul. Can't wait to meet you. Yeah, this is the man that's going to come out on February 3rd. All things being equal. I think you only booked the flight 7 or 8 times. Hey, Paul from Washington State. Right on, John. Hey, I don't know if our Social Security increase is going to, this is from my buddy Old Soldier. Paul, I don't know if our Social Security increase is going to go very far with today's prices. Can't win for losing. Yeah, you got to figure what goes up must come down, right? So I've watched it for 60 some odd years. There's recessions, and then there's boom times, and then there's inflation, and then it levels out. So it's kind of like a storm, it's an economic storm. And until I can't get political on this channel, I can certainly get political on my other channel, which I haven't done anything with. But that being said, it's an increase. It's a 5.9 increase. And so that'll boost it up. And by the way, Baby May is This is a private message for Stacy. Baby May is, I think, going today to get the Christmas tree. That's between you and us. Let's see, Dennis Rose. Just find a good Filipina. Let's see. I had the same street food chicken and rice meal. Okay. When I lived there, loved the spider stuff off a big bottle of Leo beer over ice. What's favorite meal for you now in Duma? There is no Filipino food that's my favorite. I eat primarily at home, and I buy stuff like chicken, bacon, baby May's bacon. Um, there are a couple of foreigner type restaurants that you can go get a sandwich or a hamburger or a steak and a baked potato. Pizza is popular out here with the foreigners if you find the right place that makes a good pizza. It's a hot topic out here when somebody finds a good restaurant. But I just I don't have a favorite. I guess lumpia would be my favorite. It's like a little roll. It's like a spring roll. I'm 60 going on 30. My feelings exactly. Me is, yeah. Oh, she's 10 years older than May. Okay, right on. It takes time to find the right one. Take your time. 28 to 35 is a good age range. I would agree with that. I don't like to give advice, but I do like to draw, word pictures, if you will, and I do take into account stuff as its maturity, disposition, attitude, work ethic, or not. I've seen all the horror stories, not all of them, but I've seen my fair share of horror stories with guys. And again, I'm not an expert on relationships. You talk to a guy that's divorced twice. So I'm an expert on screwing up relationships more than making one. But that being said, I just look now from the lessons that I did learn at attitude, aptitude, adaptability, temperament. Temperament's so huge for me. It's like, I don't think, maybe a couple of times in 3 years, Maze woke up without a smile on her face. Every morning, she says, good morning. And I say, good morning. And she's got a big smile, a little kiss. And that's how we start our day. It's just happy time. And usually she's in the other room jumping around doing TikTok before I'm even woke up. It's amazing. But it's a whole new vibe in the house. It's this happy vibe that I get from May. We're jumping around and she's laughing and having a good time, and she's all by herself. David, buy your tickets to Dumaguete when you buy the tickets to the Philippines. We'll save you money. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. If you're on the same airline, especially. But yeah, if you're going to fly and then fly, let's say you're flying into Cebu and then you're going to fly into Duma. Yeah, book it at the same time. He's right. That whole luggage thing can cost you. My Cebu lady is almost 57. I'm 65. Looks fabulous, and we were on the same page life-wise. Perfect for me. Her kids, 3 are adults, and she owns her own home. That's what I'm talking about, Salty Dog. My couple of my very close friends up here are much more closer in age than this massive, 40-year age gap. Same. They're in their 60s, 70s maybe, and women are in their 40s, 50s maybe, and they just get along. It's not all about the physical interaction. I don't know how to put it. Some guys, we just want a point in life where you just want to have harmony and peace and a decent meal and a non-conflictual day. That's success. You got through the day without getting pissed. 25 degrees. Yeesh. Paul, I'll be 70 next month, and I still haven't grown up. Me either. In fact, I have a video kind of along those lines coming up. I just thought of it. Paul, how would I get from Cebu to Dumaguete? Boss, that's what I did. You can fly. You can take a ferry from Cebu. Yeah, I think the best way is called a fast craft, which is a boat, if you will, ferry. And it takes 4.5 hours. You can fly, which takes an hour. And then you can take a bus, which takes 6.5 hours. When I landed in Cebu, I took the bus because I wanted to see the scenery. It was a 6-hour bus ride, and it went by in about 45 minutes. Because no matter where we went, I was intrigued. I stood the whole time looking out the window, and I just enjoyed the entire trip. I love baby. I did too. Thank you so much, Aida. Thanks so much for your support. You're always such a sweetheart. Let's see, David Buss, fan of Fast. There you go. It's going, man. It's going, Joe78. I watch their videos. It's awesome. I need them to interview me when I get there looking for a local girl. Yeah, let's start interviewing some guys. Enough of these hot chicks. My DNA wife was 40 years my junior. My coworkers tease me that I'm an age gap that could be deadly. My response was, she dies. She has a younger sister. All right, Michigan Bob, you get the prize. That's the best joke of the day. She has a younger sister. Oh, that's funny. 60 and up, better long-term match for you as a Filipino 30 to height. Not always, but mostly. I think that's the way to fly, Biff. I really do. I found that in my life. I mean, it doesn't mean you will, but I dated 20-somethings when I was single, and I was bored. I mean, they're beautiful and sexy, and what 25-year-old woman isn't? But just mental connection wasn't there. Question, are sharks a problem? I've never heard anything about shark attacks. Me either. I don't know if we have any sharks out. I don't think we have sharks, to be honest with you. I'm probably wrong, but no, never heard of a shark attack ever, now that you mention it. Guys, look for a nice province girl. You communicate and share life together. Yeah. I'm 52, but very immature at my age, so like, that's right. All right. You got second place on that one. That's a good one too. Yeah, you get a better rate on money changes than most banks. True. That's fair. That's absolutely right. Daryl, you are now spitting honest facts. Let's see, what would you do if you already knew the life you could have in Southeast Asia, but you had young kids that had to stay in the U.S.? I would stay in the U.S. with my kids. I would see it through to the end, which is what I did. We could go into detail on that, but I won't. I think it's okay to have young kids. Maybe you're divorced already or whatever, and when I say young, I mean 14 or 15, something like that. Not yet 18. It's okay to come out on your own and go for a vacation for a couple of weeks, but pack up and leave and not see it through to the end. I couldn't do it. I would say my condo would be worth a lot more than it is right now before Philippines opens back up. Boy, real estate prices, are they still going crazy? I heard the average price or the median price rather, is over $400,000. Is that true? What's going to happen in a year? That's my question. That's what I was asking. I'd quarantine at a nice resort without issue. The problem is that you can't do anything else if you're not vaccinated. Travel, restaurants. That's a true statement. If you're not vaccinated, well, it's really not here. Inner Island, they have options for you. So if you're vaccinated, you can go from Dumaguete to Cebu. That's the only example I know of. And back. And just show the vaccine card. And you're good to go. If you're not vaccinated, they are giving you an alternative, which is to do a negative antigen test and then 2 or 3 other knucklehead things. You got to go here and you got to go there. You got to get a medical certificate or something and a barangay clearance. It's just, those are the things that stop me because I don't want to go through all that. If it was urgent, I would go. If I had to go, 3 days from now to Cebu, well, man, I would spend the day getting the tests and the clearances. It's the way it is. But we're just kind of playing the old wait and see game because as they loosen the restrictions down, it can't go on forever. So pretty soon there'll be whatever, and I think Duterte or D40 or whatever we call him, he said once the Philippines is at 70%, he's okay with that. And the last I heard was we're around 50%. I would say my condo would be worth a lot more than it was right before. Oh, I already did that. A year ago, I was not sure if it opened before October, so I bought a ticket. Not open. No one can predict. That's a fact. BDO gives a good conversion rate. I was paying my U.S. bank and BDO ATM. Now I'm paying nothing in my bank. We don't have a withdrawal, 25 days withdrawal. Well, they're good on you, Ron. I'm glad that worked out for you, buddy. If you're in your 30s, had young kids, well, why am I doing the same ones over and over again? Let's see. Your light is great, but your audio is not 100% today. Oh, maybe I should move this microphone closer. That better? Gotta go. Thanks for the info and the entertainment, Paul. Subs, risk everything. Take your thumbs in. Yep, take the risk. Thanks for joining us, buddy. The like button is free. Can you hear me better now? I don't know. Cork floor, easier said than done. I agree with you. I actually have egg cartons that we're going to put on the ceiling. And cork would be perfect, wouldn't it? Yeah, I like that idea. Maybe I'll try to find, that's a good idea, George. I was thinking about rugs, but you know what? You can't buy like a full-size rug out here. At least I can't. A piece of carpet's impossible because nobody carpets their house. So, I don't know. It's going to be something. But again, it's just something that we're doing. It's like a little project. No rush. The States. Anyway, okay, that's a discussion. Update on premature baby. Yeah, going to be doing interviews one of these days here pretty soon with the mother and Jess again. Baby's home and got corrected. Doing well. So we're very excited about that. The baby got what it needed, thanks to a lot of people. And medications, antibiotics, vitamins, MRIs, things such as that nature, x-rays, whatever, were done. Surgeries were performed. And baby came home, I think about a week ago. But I was waiting till the mama, not the baby. I don't want to bring the baby on camera because it would be too soon. But I'm going to have the mama and Jess both. I said, let's do a feel-good video for once. It's always people are in trouble and needing this and that and disaster. I said, crying out loud, let's do a feel-good video. Let's do a success video. And so we're planning that. But to just let you know, happy to tell you that the baby survived surgeries and all kinds of stuff. Hi, Paul from Washington State. Had to make a channel just to say hi. Really? Oh, that's right. You do need some sort of account, huh? Well, thanks. Everyday life with Paul. Good on you. Hello there. I was just wondering, what do you do? When do you do your income tax, and how do you get your tax form? Well, you can just get your tax form from actually Social Security. I don't need a form unless I have additional income, which I did last year from YouTube. So I just downloaded my annual Social Security statement, if you will. And then I got a form from Google about AdSense income and combined the two and just deducted myself. And I think I paid $75 for income tax. They didn't make much money. And after I deducted myself, that was what was left over. So I paid my $75 and moved on. And I'll do the same thing this year or next year. Let's see, Marquis, I'm a programmer and work from home. I can work from anywhere I want. The problem is I'm divorced and can't take the kids out of the country. Yeah. Kids, you have to define what age level they're at, I suppose. I just felt better. I waited till my kids were, the last one was 18. Some of them were in their 20s when I left. Dang it, Paul, you started a chat right after I went for a walk. Oh, well. I'm sorry. I never announce these things. We'll be in Thailand in early January, hoping to stop in the Philippines on my way out. I hope you do, Mike. That'd be awesome. You're going to love Thailand. Hey, Paul, when is your buddy Gaylord posting a new video? And I was just talking about that. I got cock blocked big time on doing Gaylord videos because I don't want to do them from here, from my house. I wanted the whole Gaylord thing to be a different venue. And I wanted to have guys on the program with me. And we, of course, would be behind the camera. And we would be talking about anything and everything other than the goofy Philippines. It would just be any topic. We could talk about religion or politics or vaccines or the woke generation or feminism or inflation or, just stuff that people talk about. And I ran into so many challenges with the weather. I could have had a couple, 3 guys over here. We could have cranked out 4 or 5 videos from my living room or from my front yard. But I didn't want to do it from home because that's what I do now on this channel. And I want the Gaylord channel to be completely independent of anything that we do here. So the only video I've done is when May and I checked into a resort. And May, by the way, is 30 subscribers away, 30, from hitting 10,000 subscribers. So, there's going to be a big price for Uncle Paul to pay when that happens. Because we have to celebrate. So I think there's another resort that she's got on her radar. So hopefully you guys can go over to Today with Baby May and push the old subscribe button. And you can forgo the likes today on my channel. And just go over and subscribe to her little channel. And let's get her up to 10,000, kids. Tell your friends, tell your relatives. And then the Gaylord channel, I did do a video with 2 other guys. And at the end of the video, first of all, I made 2 misstatements, which were wrong. I used the wrong names. I think I said Gloria Allred instead of Gloria Steinem. Where that came from, I don't know. And then I also made a misstatement about traveling out of the country and traveling within the country, which were just 2 blatant lies. After listening to it, I said, well, I can't post this video. I just lied twice, unintentionally, but I still screwed up. And then, so I just deleted the video. Hi, Paul. If Filipinos are thinking of looking for love with foreign women, there just might be a whole lot of Karens and Jills on their way to your location. It wouldn't last long out here. A lot of Karens and Jills. They would have an unpleasant vacation. It just wouldn't be put up with. The same rules don't apply out here. And nobody would hurt them or get rude with them or anything. They just wouldn't take their shit. For sound deadening, use foam mattress. Anything cheap made out of foam should work fine. Yeah, that's what we got. I sent off more for it. One's got a shiny side to it, which reflection, and we're putting that in the windows to reflect not only to deaden the light, but to reflect the heat out of the room also. And in the middle is foam, and then on the side that we're having facing the room is black, so it's perfect. And we've got enough I bought one of them and they work perfectly for one window, half of one window. So 3 more of those rolls that I'll buy will deaden the 2 windows. And then I ordered something like a dozen rolls because we can actually found a way that we can put it on the wall also. And then right now it's just the floor. Maybe it won't be that big a deal. I may get away with just putting like a blanket or something. Like May's got this couch cover I'm looking at. You know, you can rig stuff out of if you use your imagination out here. So that might work. So we'll see. Google Street View helps a lot when trying to find places. Yes, it does. "9:30. I got to go by 10, guys. So let me see what we got here. I was thinking about opening a bank account there, only wiring a certain amount each month. Does that sound like a good idea, or just using an ATM a better option?" Man, that is the topic that I need to just dedicate an entire video to, because I understand the confusion, and I never want to come off as some kind of expert or advice guru, but that is the number one question. And I had the exact same question. I will do a video on that. I'll do it today. I don't know if I'll post it today because I've got some other things that are supposed to happen before that. But I would have a Charles Schwab account and be able to use the ATM, but you got to have a plan B and a plan C. I use Zoom. There's also Wise. There's also Remitly. These are transfer services. I know Mr. Ron's having his check put into BDO and it's being converted and he's happy with that. Awesome. I personally have an issue with BDO. I had a little, I won't get into it. Maybe I'll tell it in the video what happened. So I like the idea of moving the money over via a money transfer service. I can go down to any Mueller or Cebuana or pawn shop, if you will, and other places, and just pick up the cash. Excuse me. I just give them my number, my name, my address, my phone number. They know me. I got a card for Cebuana now, so I just hand that to them, and they hand me American dollars, or I can convert it to pesos on the spot. So if I got $1,500, I have the option of converting 500 right now and hanging on to 1,000 cash solely to wait for a better conversion rate. I don't do that. I cheat. I have May call her sister who works at Cebuana and say, "Hey, what's the rate?" And she'll say, "It's not that good." Okay. So, but then she'll call us and she'll say, "Hey, it cracked 50, or it's 50 point something deal." And whether I even need the money or not, sometimes I'll just transfer it over. So we got a little savings. So I'll just try to take advantage of the highest rate, which is just, I don't think it's being cheap. I think it's being intelligent with your money. And I'll get it at the highest, buy low, sell high, all that crap. So to answer your question, you can open a bank account over here, but it's not something that you can do, or I could do when I immediately landed. I had to wait because I'm on a tourist visa. Now, it depends on what kind of visa that you have on how quickly you can open a bank account. Ugh. Anyway, ATM. I'm not being taxed, and and I need to do is file and nothing to pay. Yeah. I was told you don't even have to file. Hey, Paul, Tim from Woodlands, Texas here. Great to see you here tonight. Your show going along with others and made my wait for the Philippines full of excitement. I have been staying positive. Good. Tim, that's the best thing you can do, buddy, is stay positive. Honest answer. If Social Security is your only income, you won't make enough to be federally taxed. Correct. In Michigan, all federal income, Social Security, federal pensions are not taxed. Yeah, we found out, Bob, that it's certain states, 13 states, I think Biff figured out, will tax you on a state level. Here's my pal. Great to hear it, China Dave. I'm doing fine. Thank you. Went for my long walk on a beautiful fall day here in the mountains. You're always such a nice lady. Biff, cigs, coffee, size 36 riotous living, whatever, man. All right, Daddy L. You got it. I'm living on the edge. Yeah, I'm in Arizona, not Nevada State. Greetings from the chilly Philly. Oof, 36 are miserable. Oh, man, I feel your pain. Are there any young bucks out there? I'm 40, but have affairs in order. Good for you. I've got tons of older friends, lived abroad. Yeah, there are a fair number of guys out here that aren't just old pensioners like me. There's a bunch of guys in their 30s, 40s, 50s that work out here, live out here. A lot of them just work are digital nomads. You know, they got a job with whoever, and all they need is an internet connection, and they can do their gig. And they can either work from home or they could work from home in Vietnam or wherever. So yeah, there's a bunch of guys out here that age. They're having a blast. They live cheap. They have their own little communities, if you will. They have a great time with their social life. But I think a lot of that is because they have the ability to create an income stream without um, without leaving their computer. Let's see. There you go. Last time I was on one of your live chats, someone said I can get Copenhagen from Lazada. It looks like it's 1,800 pesos, and I'm not going to pay that. Well, Copenhagen, that's what that does. Tobacco? Yeah, Lazada can be expensive. Hello from North Carolina. Planning on flying to the Philippines in January. Okay, cool. Beast, Texas, or several that are 40s here in the Philippines. Most of us are ex-military. Yeah, that's another option I didn't think of. There are guys from the military that are pulling down their pension or disability or whatnot and have an income stream. The key being, I think, income stream, either working or some form of income. How do I get an email or a phone call with you? My email, I will simply put in the description once this finishes processing. That's easy enough. I should do that on every one of these, and I don't. Social Security is taxed in certain states, correct, Amundo? I'm certain that in the UK, when you draw your private pension, it is taxed, but you can structure it in a way not to draw more than the annual limit for paying taxes. I think around £12,000. There you go. Where there's a will, there's a way. We're going to go for 10 more minutes, kids, and then I got to bug out. Hey, Rudy, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. There's Stephen Day. Hey, old man, I was thinking about you and May today. Hope all is well. Well, thank you very much. Everything is cool and groovy. Let's see. I was in the news the other day where Lapu Lapu Cebu was being set up as a sandbox. You know what? I wouldn't clarify that, but somebody was bantying that about as an idea because it's an island. You know, it's got a bridge and all that kind of stuff, so they can maintain you there. That probably, like I said, I think that the Philippines will follow what Thailand's doing because no disrespect to the Philippines, but they tend to lack imagination and original thought. They kind of sit back and see what everybody else is doing and duplicate it. So good on them. Yeah, I hope that happens. That's correct. That's correct. They take like 50 cents for every dollar up to a certain amount, but I've never got to that level, so who knows? And military is fine. I worked for those guys in Iraq. Almost went OCE myself, but just contracted for DOD and what is that? Department of Security, maybe. Hey, thank you, Eric, for the super sticker. Appreciate you. Let's see. I am going to let's see. That's correct. And I will sign off on that for you. Not only is the like button free, but we do like to give safety warnings here because we are conscious of your health. That prior to actually taking your finger and moving the mouse over to the like button on this video, you do need to stretch, hydrate, and just properly mentally prepare yourself for it. So if you have a disability claim, I'll help you push that through. I'm dating a Filipino I met here in the States, and we were talking about buying land in the province to build a house. What do you think about the following one? About following one instead of finding one? Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. I do know that if I ever bought property or a house over here, I can't talk about affairs of the heart, brother. How you feel about her? If you're head over heels in love, rock on. If you have doubts, maybe do an exploratory trip. I don't know. But I always said if I ever purchased a house over here, it wouldn't be for me. It would just be for me. Something I'd like to leave her before I leave the planet. And so that's one of my little goals in life. Is I know that I'm going to go to the happy hunting ground way before her. And I would love to leave her with a little place, a little piece of land, little house, and a place for her to garden, roof over her head. Let's see. There was an amount if you get interest on. I don't understand. How do you say no? I don't want to build your parents instead of building a house. Yeah. They like their taxes, don't they? Bag of smokes, $2. Is there anywhere that is not a city to live? I don't like cities. All kinds of places. I don't really live in a city, to be honest with you. I live up in a mountain. So I got the city below, so it's available. But up here, we're kind of in our own little world. We've got our own weather system and everything. I know Filipinos are into white guys with blue eyes and blonde hair, but do you think Riza might be into Hispanic as well? Ask her, bro. Ask her. I don't think these girls they don't put a lot of emphasis on that kind of stuff. They just don't. They're more curious than anything. And a foreigner is a foreigner. So there's not a prejudice out here. Like I've met a number of black guys and I said, you run into any brick walls out here with that? And they go, no. And then a couple of girls that I was friends with, I still am, platonic friends, they were dating black guys and didn't think anything of it. It wasn't like, there was no difference. There were a Japanese guy, a Mexican guy. I've met all kinds of guys from all kinds of backgrounds, and it's not like they differentiate between white, black, Hispanic. Foreigner's a foreigner. It kind of, to them, it's a real curiosity thing. Only reason I get hassled more is because I'm easier to spot. I don't blend in as well. There's like a guy that's Hispanic and has different skin and a little closer to their skin tone. They're not they don't stand out like I do. Yeah. Depends on where you buy them, I suppose. I don't mind sharing my numbers or emails publicly. I need to bounce an idea off of you. Well, I'll just put my email in the description box here, but this is going to have to process first. This video or this live stream, when I end it, it takes about 30 minutes for it to process. And then I can put in the description, I will put it in there, my email. You just click on that puppy and send me an email. Yeah, that's a fact. I know where to also. We're gonna wrap it up, kids. I'm gonna miss somebody I know. I always do. And look, I got behind. What did I get behind? Gotta stop talking so much. Let's see. Here we go. Is duck a favorite dish in the Philippines? I really love the Peking duck and Peking China. No, I've never seen duck as an option out here. But I got news for you, buddy. Thailand. Forgot about that. My first meal in Thailand was duck, and it was off the hook good. I love duck. Oh, man. You guys are making me want to go to Thailand. Yeah, lumpia is like an egg roll or a spring roll. Yeah. So that's the ones that, I can kind of salvage. The spaghetti is real. There's a lot of the food's just sweet, guys. It's just, it's not healthy. Um, Home cooking's better. That's all I can tell you. For me. Let's see. Got here late. How often do you have live streaming? Love your show. Thank you, Pat. I live stream sporadically. I know a lot of other guys live stream around this time, so I try to stay off the airwaves. So I don't want to dilute it. But at the same time, about once a week is when I live stream. But it's not like every Friday at 9 o'clock. I just don't do it. Some days I'm busy and I gotta go. Other days I'm just not in the mood or I don't have anything to say. And other days I'm in the mood and we have a brownout and I can't. So, take baby me out for a treat and tree ornaments for cooking bacon. You got it, Jeff. In fact, she's going to buy a tree today. And because she broke up mine. Putting it together. And that's on video. All right. God bless her. So thank you very much, Jeff. That's very nice of you. And weird. I guess I like a lot of food. No, you're not weird. You're not weird. Man, I wish I did. I will take it back though. They do a barbecue where they have like gizzards, if you will. And I've always liked those. So I can eat those. It just, to me, it just starts to get redundant. Amen. I'll take a raise. Thanks for not getting political on your channel. Plenty of division here in the United States. Looking forward to getting away from all the outrage on both sides. Yeah, I find it to be really kind of a waste of time to get into it. What's the point? It's not like I'm going to change anything. Now, I did create another channel where we will do that, but not here. This is the guys coming out to the Philippines. I am going to be missing a lot of comments. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm trying to get through people that haven't already commented. So I apologize, guys. I'm going to be missing a lot of comments. I've yet to master the comment thing. Oh, Grumpy Dude. I haven't seen anything from Grumpy Dude. Capital One Bank also has all online opening and no international fees. Good information. Here's another good information. Cebuano has an app now to transfer money, and it's easy and quick. Oh, passport renewal you can do, yes, at the consulate in Cebu or the embassy in Manila. So if you're over here let's say you came over here and your passport was only good for 2 or 3 years and it expires, you can renew it. All right, kids, I apologize for not getting to everybody, but you know how it goes. There's Zane. We haven't talked to Zane yet. Hey, Paul, I made it probably too late, and I'm probably so far down the comments. You won't get to me. You're absolutely right. I'm skipping through them just so I can say hi to people. To see you, Paul, as well. Have a good day. Always good to see Zane Underwood. Zane knows my MO. That I get going here and I get to talking, and then I just can't get to everybody. Let's see. Patrick wants to know if, has Baby May hinted to getting married? No, but she's absolutely positively made it fully aware that she would love to. No hinting involved. It's been a direct statement. Hey, Julie, what's going on? Have a good night to you too. Thank you. I'll have a good day. You guys have a good night. All right, so we're going to wind it down. Again, I apologize sincerely for not getting to all the comments. I'd love to acknowledge everybody. But as usual, thank you so much for coming with me today. I don't know what we accomplished, if anything, but that's kind of the point of all this, isn't it? All right, so be good. I will see you soon. And let's all just hope and pray that we put all this nonsense that we've been going through in our rearview mirror. All right.